So Squid Game Season 2.5 came out, they did an Invincible and split the season in half. First of all, I'm going to say things which I think is bad about the show, because that's what everyone wants to hear. Negativity, that's what everyone likes to hear. First of all, I don't think it should have been split into 2 seasons. I do think it was quite a lot of episodes, but they could have just not done a Netflix and split the episodes out over a longer period of time, instead of releasing them all at once. I think that would be much better than splitting the seasons, because between Season 1 and Season 2, it's a completely different story. You know, it's the same main character trying to do the same objective, but there's a new cast, there's a new story to follow. But this is just a split in between 2 stories. And as such, when we came back, I didn't rewatch the last season before watching this, and I was like, who the fuck are these people? I can't even remember. Like, the first scene is a guard woman helping a guy because he was trying to escape and she shot him. And I was like, I kind of remember this. And then eventually it came back to me after watching the show. But obviously Netflix just wanted to split it up so we can have more subscriptions to the service. It's all about money, baby. Next complaint. The whole season stops being about stopping the games halfway through, and then it focuses on a CGI baby. Now, for me, I think that is dumb. The entire point of the show from the point was like, I need to stop these games. At the 456, he doesn't know the games were blown up afterwards. He knows nothing about that. And obviously we see anyway, so the games are still going. We'll get onto that later. But to him, he just was like, I'm gonna kill myself and prove a point to these rich people, which are gonna definitely keep playing the games. And that CGI baby, it was just the Twilight baby back at it again. I swear to God, it's the same CGI. And then when we see it in 6 months later, that's a different baby because it's real life now. I honestly, in my mind, I didn't recognize that as the same baby because I was so used to CGI baby. The CGI looked ass. Same with the dog. Why was the dog CGI? Swear to God, that dog CGI. You can't convince me that dog isn't CGI. Did they just figure out how to use CGI? They're like, we gotta do everything CGI. It's so cool. Now I have an issue with the plot lines which don't include the squid of the game. So you got the girl who's trying to save this guy because he has a daughter. Of the 2 other plot lines, this is my favorite of the 2. Squid Game's obviously the best plot line, but this is the favorite of the her and the brother of the Squid Game man. So she is a guard because she wants money. She's sad her daughter isn't there, and she's protecting this guy because he has a sick daughter. But what about everyone else in the game? There's many other people in that game who have families and daughters, and you even see at the end, the girl had a daughter which was still in the game, and that was the whole thing that convinced her to stick around. It doesn't make much sense to me, and it's not that compelling either. Like, I don't really care about these characters that much compared to the characters that have been there for 3 seasons at this point, to these people which only have like an hour of screen time. I don't care that much about them, and I'm surprised they survived at the end. They were one of the biggest points at the end of the show. But anyway, she burns down a bunch of the things, which doesn't even matter because the entire building got blown up anyway. It doesn't matter. But then the brother plotline, this is the one that pissed me off the most because it's just a rehash of Season 1. Just this time he actually succeeded a little bit. So Season 1, he goes there, he gets his way to the island, eventually gets there, he gets his way to his brother shoots him and he falls off a cliff. Awesome sauce. Season 2, he's back, he's alive, he got saved. Now he needs to find that island, find his brother. He sees his brother, he goes, why? His brother's like, I'm out of here. He did succeed in getting the island blown up, I suppose, because he got the police there. But I do think it was kind of just a repeat, a rehash of the Season 1 plotline of the brother trying to find the brother. They just did it again. Now, character deaths. We got the this person died. That was kind of dumb, but I didn't mind it too much because it was showing that the guy is becoming a little bit bloodthirsty and about the money. He was being manipulated by the people and starting to become a villain himself, and obviously throughout the story we see that he did become the villain. Fair enough. Cool. Awesome sauce. The son, that guy was a bitch from the beginning. He deserved to die. I'm surprised the grandma actually killed him. That was surprising. I don't think any grandma would have killed their son. Awesome sauce. 10 out of 10. The grandma killing herself, I like it. Picasso seems right in the story. 222 dying, I'm not a fan of, for 2 reasons. Reason number 1, she was cute. Why do they gotta keep killing off the cute characters? Come on. And number 2 is because they named the episode after her. No shit, she was dying. I saw the episode list. I saw one called 222. I was like, I don't know who the fuck 222 is. Clicked on the first episode, saw the character number, and I was like, ah, shit. She's dying on the 3rd or 4th episode, whichever one it is. They give it away. Come on now. You gotta title your fucking episodes better. You're giving away too much. But this is mainly talking about the Season 3 or Season 2.5 or whatever. There was a few things about Season 2 which I didn't like. I do think Season 1 was the best season of them all. It was a really good season of a show. It was something different, and obviously it changed the game for YouTube in general, you know, like Squid Game led to Mr. Beast, and then Mr. Beast defying things became a whole thing about YouTube. It was very popular. And I do think Season 1 was perfect ending. He had funny red hair, which was funny ending. And it was a situation of where would it go from here? Who knows? I do think it was dumb that he decided to not visit his daughter, instead try and stop the games. Spent ages trying to stop the games and not once visit the daughter. And then when he got to the games, he didn't even succeed or even try at the end of that. He just sort of killed himself to prove a point. He didn't really do a good job at that. I do like the ending of him killing himself to prove a point, but I don't think that goes well with the point of the season 2 of him trying to stop the games, and he obviously just gave up on that at the end. Now let's talk about things that were good about the show. First of all, it's just a good show. We gotta admit that it is good. It's good telly. Season 1, obviously, like I said, made a very good popular thing, which a lot of people copied, and Mr. Beast, obviously, entire channel became it. And season 2 and 3, they were similar to season 1, so it was obviously going to be good. I do think season 1 was the best, but still good TV show. Good TV show. I really like it when all of the VIPs and all of the Squid Game contestants all went on Discord at one point. That was very funny looking. I liked all their Discord cams in the same screen, especially the baby's Discord cam. That was funny shit. Big fan of that. Do think it's a bit shitty to end the show the way it did. I don't know. I'm a bit half and half about it because I like the fact that it's going to show that the games is going to keep going. But the fact that I already know that it's just teasing another TV show because we got this entire Squid Game cinematic universe, as you can see on screen right now. Look at this Squid Game cinematic universe. Look at all these TV shows that they're planning to make. It just feels to me, instead of a point of argument of being like, look, the Squid Game is still going to be gaming. Instead, it just feels like we got more shows for you to watch coming soon. Make sure you subscribe to Netflix. And to me, because of that, I do think it weakens the ending of the show to me. And also, I'm going back to negatives. I'm sorry. A negative Nancy. Why the fuck did he give the girl the fucking contestant's bloody suit? He was like, yeah, nah. So this is I'm the daughter, okay? Imagine I'm the daughter. This is my dad's last things he wanted to give me because he's died. Oh my god, what is it? Oh, it's a debit card and a bloodied fucking suit? Alright, sure. What? It's just, why the fuck did he give me a bloody tracksuit and a credit card I don't know the pin to? Awesome sauce. Now the games. Let's talk about the games. Game 4, they had hide and seek. This time with knives. Bit weird, but sure. Why not? Hide and seek with knives. This one did personalize the characters more in depth. You know, this was kind of the marbles of the season 2 plus 2.5 seasons. Then we had jump rope. This was glass bridge of this season. Weaker, I gotta say. Not as good. Interesting development with the pregnant girl, but that was kind of the whole point of the challenge, was pregnant girl, she's gonna obviously die, but also they're going to start turning on each other more, the contestants. And then we have the final game. Now, we got to get the name of the show in there, but no one knew what Squid Game was, so instead we're going to be playing Sky Squid Game. They're playing Skyblock Squid Game in the sky. This is not a real game. What the fuck is this? This is just push each other off a big cliff and then do it 2 more times. That's not... Why did you call it Squid Game? What about this is Squid Game? Just the shapes? Is the shapes the Squid Game part? I do think the games in season 2 and 2.5 are weaker than season 1. This is why I think season 1's more iconic and just better in general. But overall, does it suck? I mean, it's alright. You know, it's not the best show ever, but it's definitely not the worst. There's a lot worse TV shows out there. But next up on the Squid Game cinematic universe, what we got? Ooh, we got Squid Game 1987. What does that entail? I don't know. I didn't do my research that far ahead. Maybe that's the original games, which would be pretty cool. I think that's a pretty cool season. After some research, I think it has to do with the bite of 87. It's the only way it makes sense. Squid Game USA? Sure, let's give it a shot. Squid Game World. What the fuck is that? Is that Endgame? Is that the Squid Game Endgame? Are they all gonna come back through the portals? I hope so. Anyways, I gotta say, Squid Game's pretty good. Give it a watch if you haven't. But if you haven't, why the fuck are you watching this? I've just spoiled the entire show for you. Subscribe.